Marty Juiceman, the CEO of EPO, he's desperate. He's so desperate that he fled the country. He fled the country to somewhere off grid so he could turn his plane on airplane mode and not have to answer calls from Hunter Campbell and Dana White because he knows he needs to sign that contract against me. So, I know he's never been to Africa and he wants to claim like this is his first time going to Africa and he's going back to, give love to his country and this and that. The guy's never been to Africa. He was born in Dallas, Texas. He went to college in Nebraska. So, he's trying to save face and act like he's Nigerian, go to Africa, act like he's an African and this and that. But, he's desperate. He's running from me. He's hiding. And, he's not answering the calls from the UFC to get this contract signed between me and him. The thing about, Marty Usman is he doesn't move the needle. The only needle that he moves is the needle that moves to his butt when he injects steroids in himself. So, the thing is that Marty, he's not the matchmaker for the UFC. The matchmaker is Hunter Campbell, Dana White, all the high-ups in the UFC, Ari Emanuel, whoever they want to decide. So I don't know why a fighter's trying to act like a matchmaker. If you want to claim to be this GOAT, this pound-for-pound great, all this stuff, you don't pick who you fight. You fight who the UFC puts in front of you. You fight who the people want you to fight. The people want this fight. They want Usman Covington round 2. This unfinished business. There's a lot of controversy from the first fight. The score needs to be settled. He wasn't complaining when he was getting these easy paychecks with these lightweight washouts and Dilbert and Street Judas, the fragile guy. But now, he's trying to find any excuse in the book not to rematch me. The guy that's the number 1 contender, the number 1 next to his name, the guy that's America's champ, Donald Trump's favorite fighter. So, I don't take much into what Marty says. Everybody knows how fake he is as it is. The guy has no charisma. He has as much charisma as the wet mop in my house. So who cares what Marty says? It's all about what Dana White and Hunter Campbell say at the UFC.
I want to talk about Dana White in a sec, but before we move off UFC 263, Colby, a lot of people saying that they think Leon Edwards should fight Jorge Masvidal, in this interim time while you get this title shot. And I'm just wondering, you and Masvidal, that's not really something that you mentioned you really care for anymore. Do you think that makes sense? Those guys fight each other in the interim rather than Leon Edwards sort of sitting around and seeing what happens?
Yeah, it makes sense. I think that I don't know. I didn't watch the fights last night, but after you guys were telling me the breakdown of how the fight played out last night, that's not a title shot worthy performance. You need to go out there and solidify yourself as one of the top fighters in the world. And by beating a guy with double-digit losses in the Stockton Soy Boy, Nate Diaz, and not by finishing him, that doesn't earn you a title shot. So, yeah, it makes sense. He should go out there and fight another guy. Go fight the fragile guy, Street Judas Masvidal. That makes sense. They have the history. Street Judas sucker punched him backstage. Let him fight, So it makes sense. I agree.
And just going back to Hunter Campbell and Dana White, when was the last time that you've had a chat with those guys and they've given you any kind of update regarding this Usman fight?
Yeah, I was talking to them a little bit last night. They just reassured me they're going to get this fight done. We don't know when it's going to be. Marty's trying to find every excuse in the book not to fight. It makes sense that I'm sponsored by Bang Energy. I'm the king of energy. I'm the cardio king. Marty needs to get sponsored by Clearasil. All that acne on his back and on his face, man, it's bad. So, he needs to hit up Clearasil, hit up, all these companies that can cure acne because, man, that looks real bad, man. If you want a chance at Hollywood in the movies, you ain't going to get in looking like a 40-year-old virgin.